Hey y'all, did you miss me? Okay, because I am a glutton for punishment, I'm also going to try and follow along with Leigh from Leigh's Art and Junk Journal Wonderland. I'll have her information down in the description box. And just like Debbie over at Ink and Page, even though Leigh is just weekdays and not weekends, again, I'm already a day behind. So I'm probably going to do the same thing with Leigh that I'm going to do with Debbie, and that's 1 or 2 or 3 days at a time in one video. So this is the journal that I ended up making, and I'll just do a quick flip through of it. So because Debbie has numbers in hers, what I decided to do was add more metal to the metal and put a chain on there. And these are the days that I got done with Debbie. And I'm just going to continue to add to that as I get it done. The cover will come later. But here is the pages as I have them in. This is dyed with Red Dye Peacock Green. Most of these are Debbie's downloads. This is dyed. I think this is leftover liquid solution from whatever I was using to dye paper with, because it looks like coffee and whatever was in there beforehand. Coffee or tea. Debbie's, aren't these so pretty? And I haven't decided what to do with those yet, so I just left them on the inside there. And we're just going to do a real quick flip through. These are really, really gorgeous pages, y'all. I put the link in my other video for Debbie, so you can get this download. She's going to have a download for free every day. But I'm just going to use the same journal and see if I can make it stay closed at the end of the day when we're all done. And I did take her pages and painstakingly made sure, this is the page I'm going to use, that's why I have that there. Made sure that I did not have any duplicates on the pages that I printed out from Debbie, and that they're all double-sided. So got some really gorgeous papers in here. And if you didn't notice, the reason I chose this fabric is because she's got several of these in here. I think she called that one gold. There's purple. There's pink. There's blue. And I think there's a green one in here also. I'm not really sure, but we can go back and check that later. Okay, so this is where I want to go. And I went ahead and got some things out. So we're going to do some torn edges and a touch of gold. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go in the same order or not, because, you know, like I said, this is a collaboration, but there's no rules in Junk Journal. So this is my touch of gold, but this is a very flimsy piece of paper, and so this is just a piece of craft cardstock. Very flimsy. I'm not sure what the weight is, but I'm going to go ahead and glue this down here, and then just sew the top and the bottom, and then make this a belly band so you can still see most of this page here. So I'm gonna, let me turn that on. I'm just gonna use glue stick to hold this down, because it's not gonna be a double belly band, although I could have done that, but I didn't really want to, just because I don't want to cover up the majority of that page, just so you can still see how pretty it is. Okay, and that's starting to come off already, so I might end up having to put some let me move this for a second, put some matte gel medium or something on it. And I don't really like to use glue stick because I have not found any that yeah, that's coming off. We'll save that and glue it on later. I haven't found any glue stick that's permanent like the old formula for the Scotch Create. So I'm still testing glue sticks. This one's not bad. However, it does warp the paper a little bit, but I'm not sure of its lasting capabilities. So yeah, I've been sitting at my desk all day, so I have quite a mess in front of me. Okay, so if you see any mess, don't look. And let's see, we're just gonna pick a decorative stitch here and put that down. I always try and start on the bottom, so if these threads get bunched up, then it's not gonna matter, and I can hide them better. But I think I will have to get some sort of glue or something, because several of those pieces are coming up. I moved that out of the way. Actually, let me do this now. So I pull my threads through, so that way I can go ahead and tie that here. And then these threads are not going to get caught up with the ones that are coming down. Okay. All right, we're done with that. So yeah, I actually got that from Natasha to pull the threads through and hide them on the back. I mean, I do like the messiness sometimes, and I don't always do this, but this journal, in my eyes, I'm not seeing all the like messy thread kind of stuff going on like I usually do. Let's see, you're kind of close. Okay, so see how pretty that page is? So I'm just going to glue this down right here. And I think I got this glue working. Or working well enough anyway. Okay, and I'm just going to put that in the middle. Okay, and this is what I'm going to do for here. So I was just, I was trying to clean actually, which is how this came about. And this is, I think this is sketch paper or watercolor paper, but I'm going to fold it in half. This is a leftover from something else that I was doing. And I want to make like a little notebook. Okay, so where'd my thing here go? So we got the touch of gold, and now this is going to be the torn edges. So this here is an old newspaper clipping, and I believe it's from my husband's hometown, just because this is somewhere in Kentucky, I think. Yeah. And that's where he grew up. So I wanted to make this like kind of a little bookmark, or not a bookmark, like a little notebook without pages. You know what I mean? Of course you know what I mean. There's not going to be any paper in it. It's just a paper with this here on the outside. And then let's see what I need to do to get that right there. Okay. So I'm going to tear that about right there. And this here is parchment paper that I use to dye my, or dry my dyed papers with when I have to dye them in the house. Actually, I had that this way, didn't I? Okay, so I'll just tear that right there. And I keep them because, as you can see, I don't know, I think this is rust, actually. I'm not quite sure because it was hidden along with a whole bunch of other stuff. And, you know, I've never actually used, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I've never used parchment paper like this, and so I don't know if that will stick. So we're going to actually glue this down and then sew it as well. So I'm not done with that. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Okay, so I'm gonna tear this piece off here too. And then we're going to put a little glue on the back of this. I'm gonna have to ask my husband when he gets home if he remembers who this is, since it's obviously from his hometown. And then, you know what, let's actually go up a little bit. Yeah, see the glue stick's not really sticking. Oh, it did there, right? Okay. So we're just gonna tear off another little piece. I will keep this piece here though, just in case, because you never know. Okay, and then that goes there. So now I'm just gonna go around the edges. And actually I can leave that right there because it's not gonna be too much hassle. Okay, so now we're just gonna have a little booklet thing here. I might put paper in it later, I'm not sure. Okay, let me get those out of the way. And I'm actually gonna change my stitch to a different stitch just because I like to mix it up. Okay. This is also a zigzag stitch, it's just a different one. And I don't know if y'all know, but when you're using a stitch like this, when you get to the corner, make sure that it's in the middle or to, right, not on the left, but back to the middle. So when you turn it, you're gonna have a nice crisp corner there with your thread. Okay, I'm gonna make sure those are out of the way. Okay, and I'm not going to go down all the way because this particular stitch will get caught up in the one underneath of it. And how's that? Okay, and then I wouldn't be able to get it out. So you just, let me see, let's do this one first. Okay, pull that. Sometimes there's actually an audible pop. And I'm just tying these to keep them at bay. If you do, sometimes I need to use the tweezers to pull that through. Okay, let's see. I got too much stuff on my desk. Okay, there we go. So I'm actually going to hide these stitches back here with the rest of that article. And then that way there's room to write on this side. Here it is. There we go. So yeah, no, I'll just keep the whole thing there and just glue it right down. Yeah, I can't wait until my new glue bottles come in. They should be here tomorrow. Because this is gloopy. Very old glue. Well, I mean, I keep refilling the same bottle. I've been filling that bottle up for probably a year. And it's time to switch it out and get a new one. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and tear off her name. I will keep this one here though for later, just in case. Oh, I probably could have put it under there. Oh, too late now. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one right here. And this is from 1963. So this is kind of a crispy piece of newspaper here. And I'm just going to put that like that. I'm trying not to use too much bulk in here since I'm trying to use the same journal for both challenges. Actually, let me round that. Okay, so now we have a little journaling card. And if I, oh, there it is. I lost my 11 earlier. I made my own. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now that can sit right on in there. And I will keep this piece here, so maybe I might be able to use it in something else. So there you go. Let me put this back here. I will have her link down in the description box, so you can just tap on it and go to her playlist so you can print this out. And she also has a page 2, which is just a list of different paper types that you can use for your junk journals. Suggestions. So I hope everyone's having a great day and happy crafting.